Welcome to Tiger Tracks, your home for the best of LSU athletics. And now, your hosts, Jordy Holtberg and Bill Frankes.
Hi there, Tiger fans around the world. Welcome to Tiger Tracks. He is Bill Frankes, and I'm Jordy Holtberg. Great to be with you. Thanks so much for being with us. And since last we met, congratulations go out to Dee Bro. Yes. The gymnastics squad finishes number 2 in the country. Spring football is come and gone, and relatively unscathed. Players are healthy, and baseball, busy weekend, which we're going to get deeply into on this program.
Absolutely. Of course, Dee Bro with the highest finish in school history, the national runners-up at the NCAA Super 6 last week in Fort Worth.
She's going to win it all next year.
She's going to get there, definitely. You know, next year is year number 40.
40. It's fitting.
Exactly,
it's fitting.
As head coach. But number 2 in the nation this year, best finish in school history. They've got the new practice facility. Yep. They've got the recruiting in place. LSU Gymnastics is
a lot of people coming back next year that really were in the fire this year. So it's going to be good.
Exactly. We're looking forward to it. And as you said, the football wrapped up.
Yep.
The spring game, nice crowd in Tiger Stadium. Now all the focus can turn to September. Tigers going to Lambeau Field to take on Wisconsin. But
all the focus is on baseball. They're on a roll. They're back to number 5 in the country. They got a busy weekend. Mississippi State comes to town. That's a rivalry unlike any other, right? You rent the hotel room that doesn't have a window, so you don't get a view of Starkville. That's what Skip used to say.
Exactly.
We'll have Patrick Coogan on, part of the 1996 National Championship team. It's their 20th year reunion. That and more coming your way. Stay with us. This is Tiger Tracks. Welcome to Tiger Tracks alongside Bill Frankes. I am Jordy Holtberg. What a busy weekend on the baseball front. Not only is Mississippi State in town, a great rival of LSU, but Eddie Furness's number 36 jersey will be retired, and then on Friday. And on Saturday, it's a reunion of still the greatest moment, I think, in all of LSU athletic history. The shot heard around the world. The Tigers win the World Series behind a great team, and of course, Warren Morris's legendary walk-off home run to beat Miami. And we are pleased and honored to have Patrick Coogan, a great picture on that ball club, join us to share some memories. And it never gets old, does it?
You know, I love reliving these memories all the time. And, you know, think back to '96 when Warren hit the walk-off. It's just a magical moment.
It really is.
Patrick, you, of course, were the winning pitcher in that game. And in the top of the 9th inning, Miami scores the go-ahead run. And I know that had to be difficult at the time for you. Talk about your emotions as you go back to the dugout and you guys have a chance to win. How does it all unfold?
Yeah, sure. You know, I'd given up back-to-back doubles in the top of the 9th to give Miami back the lead. And that would end up being my first career loss. So I go into the dugout and my thought process was, wow, my first loss is under the brightest of lights in the championship game. And of course, Brad Wilson gets a double and, maybe slides past second base a little bit, but the umpire, had us in favor that call. And then Tim Lanier, probably one of our hottest hitters at the time, gets up facing Robbie Morrison, their legendary closer.
Pretty good closer.
Yeah. Absolutely. Led the country in saves, I believe, that year. And Tim Lanier, our hottest hitter, ends up striking out. And then Warren Morris comes to the plate, and as we all know, first pitch, he drives it out of the ballpark. And, from then on is kind of a blur as we mobbed him at home plate and, celebrated ever since.
You talked about not the 9 best, but the best 9 of Skip's philosophy. I remember tax day, he kind of always figured out who his lineup was, and he came up with that. It's not always the 9 best, but it's the best 9. What did he mean by that?
Yeah, the guys who, were cohesive enough as a unit and played the best together. It didn't have to be the 9 most talented guys, but you had to have the best team out there. And I couldn't help think, but last week when LSU got beat by McNeese, I could just hear Skip in my mind giving us that post-game speech. Usually happened almost, you could mark your calendar that it was going to happen during tax week. And, I'm sure Coach Maneri channeled his inner Skip to get on the guys after the McNeese State loss. And, hey, it must have worked because they had a pretty good weekend in Missouri.
Yeah.
Well, Patrick, of course, so much focus is on the final game, but it was a long season for you guys. You guys had to overcome some adversity. Warren's injury, you had some midweek losses, and the team itself, it was a unique team because it was such a veteran club. Talk about the chemistry of the team.
Yeah, it really was. That was the strength of our team, and that we had some 3, 4, and even 5-year players. Jason Williams was a 5th-year senior on that team. And I think that was very important to the chemistry, not only when we got to the postseason, but throughout, because we had such senior leadership. Coach Burton used to always say that you had to go to Omaha and lose before you could win. And I think back to that 1994 team that was led by Todd Walker and Russ Johnson that didn't win it. But a lot of those guys who were juniors and seniors on our 96 team had the experience. And although I didn't make that trip, I had been to Omaha as a fan when I was 14 years old. So nothing really felt new to me. I remember looking at the other teams during the pre-tournament ceremonies, and they were wide-eyed and looking around. When we had a bunch of veteran guys who were like, let's get on the field and let's go. So I think that played an enormous role in our success that year in Omaha.
I remember specifically games like Georgia Tech at the box where you scored like 19 runs in one inning to beat them. And then you had to go play against a team that had swept you during the regular season in Florida, who were seated higher than you. You played them not only once, but twice to beat them both times to get to the championship game.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was we started off with Wichita State and had some good fortune to get by them in the first round, and then here comes our nemesis for the year, the Florida Gators, who had swept us, in Gainesville that year, and we didn't miss a beat. It was almost as if we were a team of destiny, and we looked at each other and knew we were going to win, but had to beat them twice. They came out of the losers bracket, and we beat them 2-1 to advance, and then had to face another really good team in Miami.
You spoiled me. I went to Omaha that one time. I'll never go back. I can't top it.
Can't do any better than that.
Well, we're going to try and top that segment with another one when we return. More of Patrick Coogan here on Tiger Tracks on CST.
Tiger Tracks on CST is being brought to you by Capital One Bank, the official bank of all things Louisiana, and by Louisiana Propane Dealers. Get up to $1,200 in rebates on propane accessories. Find out how at louisianapropane.com.
Welcome back to Tiger Tracks on CST. Bill Franquez, I'm Jordy Helperg. We continue our conversation with Patrick Coogan. That 1996 National Championship team will have their 20-year reunion this weekend, and also in conjunction with that, one of your teammates, one of the all-time greats, Eddie Furness, getting his number retired. Boy, he could hit. What do you remember the most?
Absolutely, and well-deserved, too.
Yes.
I mean, probably one of the best pure hitters that I've probably ever played with, professionally, college, high school, anything. It was something to see, just to watch him take batting practice. Other guys from the other team would come to get out of the dugout early to watch him.
Really?
He would put on a show, and he was a special kind of player. And that doesn't even begin to describe Eddie Furness. Bill, as you know, spending a lot of time with the guy on and off the field, just a wonderful guy. 4.0 grade point average guy.
Zoology.
Never would miss a class. Would help tutor teammates, and obviously now is a doctor in Texas and doing great things over there. So, just a really special player. Not the greatest with the leather, but he made up for any deficiency in the field at the plate and then some.
Had to hit it far because he couldn't run very fast.
that too.
Oh gosh. Well, Patrick, love to get your observations on this year's Tiger Club. Ranked back in the top 5 of the nation, coming off a big sweep of Missouri. We know the whole story. Unlike the '96 team, this team has a lot of first-year players, new guys. How do you think they're coming together?
Well, and I think that's been evident so far in the season. But as Coach Maneri has been famous for since he's got here, is tinkering with the lineup. And as frustrating it can be to fans, and you want to almost pull your hair out because you never know what the lineup's going to look like. He looks like he's done it again. You mentioned in the last segment tax time, and that you want to have your lineup set by then, and it looks like that's what we've settled into. The guys know that when they come to the ballpark, they look at the lineup card and it looked the same as the game before, and so these guys are getting comfortable. They're getting a lot of confidence, and the pitching's starting to come around. They've solidified not only their rotation and how they're going to do it week in and week out, but the bullpen guys now know that they're an end-of-the-game guy or got to be an innings eater in the middle of a game. So I like the feel of this team. They're not going to they're not going to play guerrilla ball like some of my teams do, but they've got guys now that are swinging hard and putting fear into the other pitchers, which I don't think they were doing early in the season. The Jordan brothers and then Jordan Romero. So all three of the Jordans are striking fear into opposing pitchers now, and that's important for a young team.
Back to that 96 team, maybe share a story about that game, the game within the game that maybe we didn't know about in that national championship game.
Well, I can give you a personal one in that Kevin Shipp started the game and I came in relief. And in the ninth inning, we had a couple left-handed hitters coming up. And when I gave up the double to Alex Cora, Ed Yarnell was in the bullpen warming up, and we had another left-handed hitter coming out. And so Skip comes out of the dugout.
Okay.
And naturally, I
think it's over.
I've done my job.
Yeah.
Big Ed's going to come out and get the lefty on lefty. And Coach Burtman walked up to me and looked at me and said, "This is why you're here. Do you want to win the game for the Tigers?"
Wow.
And I wasn't expecting to hear that. So I said, "Of course I am." And then I give up a double and we lose the lead, and I feel like a failure. But that was the kind of things that Coach Burton would do to you to give that extra lift and get that extra ounce out of everybody.
Wow.
Well, of course,
Classic.
you get a chance to see Coach Burtman this weekend, and a lot of your former teammates will be here. Again, Patrick, what does it mean to you to have that opportunity 20 years later to see those guys again, and what it means to you?
It's really amazing. I mean, it's going to mean a lot to have my sons be able to see that.
Yes.
Daddy really did play for LSU.
Yeah.
They hear the stories, but for them to see us out on the field will be neat. As a kid who grew up in Baton Rouge and going to all the games, it was just the complete dream to be a part of the team, the program, and then just icing on the cake to have a moment in time like that in '96, and then we backed it up in '97. So to be a Baton Rouge kid and play with a bunch of my teammates that I grew up with, and to honor the LSU program and the fans is quite an accomplishment.
Patrick, thank you for your time. There was the Billy Cannon run, there was the Bluegrass Miracle, but in my books, that Warren Morris home run, the greatest individual moment in all of LSU athletics. Thanks for the time.
Thanks for having me.
Have a great weekend.
Absolutely.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with more here on Tiger Tracks. Welcome back to Tiger Tracks. After a disappointing season a year ago for gymnastics, when they really expected to get to the Super Six, boy, this young club bounced back. And Dee Dee, bro, against the teams that they had already beaten, finished second. Oklahoma wins the prize, but the best finish ever for gymnastics.
Exactly. Just a tremendous effort by LSU in the NCAA Super Six, and really in the entire season. It started with a win over Oklahoma.
That's right.
In the Maravich Center.
Right.
LSU went on the road and defeated Florida. Very difficult to win on the road in the SEC in gymnastics. So just a fantastic year for LSU and Coach Bro in her 39th season. Let's take a quick recap of the NCAA Super Six.
With a talented mix of veteran All-Americans and rookie performers, the LSU gymnastics team took the NCAA Super Six by storm in 2016. Coach Dee Dee Bro's club captured the highest finish in school history, securing a program record 31 victories while raising the national runner-up trophy in Fort Worth. LSU began their finals competition on bars, highlighted by a 9.85 by All-American Maya Hambrick. The Tigers also got a quality performance from junior Shea Zamardi, who twice scored a 9.90 on bars earlier this season. Zamardi will be part of the talented trio of seniors who return in 2017. Next up, LSU posted a 4.93375, their highest beam total ever at the NCAA championships. Sophomore Erin McAdaig led all performers with a 9.8875, as the California native absolutely nailed her dismount. True freshman Sarah Finnegan competed in 3 of the 4 events, including beam, where she scored a 9.875 and contributed to the most successful team score in school history. LSU would dominate the floor exercise, showcasing the highest degree of difficulty in their routines. Hambrick tallied a 9.925, a day after finishing second in the nation at the semifinals. In her final performance, senior Randy Wyrick pulled out all the stops, scoring a 9.8875. Wyrick, Jessica Savona, and Michelle Gaucher all qualified for 3 trips to the Super 6 during their careers. McKenna Kelly excelled on floor, notching a 9.9 for the 6th time in her freshman season. The Houston native helped deliver a team score of 4.9, 4.625 and gave the Tigers momentum heading into their last event. LSU put on a vaulting clinic in their final rotation, with Juliana Canamella hitting a career-high 9.90 in the leadoff spot. Lafayette native Sydney Ewing scored a 9.90 for the 8th time during her junior season and will be a strong performer in 2017. Freshman Sarah Finnegan saved her best for last, sticking the landing and generating another 9.9 for the Tigers in their final event. All-American Ashley Natt anchored the vault lineup and was nearly perfect, scoring a 9.95. The junior earned a 9.9 or better for the 13th time in 2016.
This entire year has been such an experience. We've had so many ups and downs, lessons that we've learned, and I think that all of those counted tonight. Tonight we started off not great, and you know, we learned early on in the year that it doesn't matter and that we can come back, and tonight that's exactly what we showed. The energy, the enthusiasm, the crowd that we had tonight was so amazing. Just have so much that we've gained experience from, and I think that's going to continue in years to come, and it's going to help us improve.
I'm super excited. I wouldn't want to finish the year anyway else with anybody else. Love the team, love the coaches, love this experience. This is the best comeback that I've ever been a part of. The team really just adhered to staying loose and staying calm and confident and just doing our gymnastics. And that's exactly what we did. We came out here, banged out 3 events, and we just had a really great finish.
I'm completely speechless. This is such a great experience for all of us, and we just went out there and enjoyed ourselves, and that's all that matters. We didn't even think about the result or how the scoring was. We just went out there and had a great time.
It was really great to get second place. It's something the school's never done, so we made history. We went out fighting. Vault was incredible. We went out there and we gave it our all, so we had no regrets, and it's just really exciting to see the school do something it's never done.
The LSU Tigers return 6 All-Americans next year and are poised to build on their national runner-up finish at the Super 6. Reporting for Tiger Tracks, I'm Garrett Walton.
Terrific season. Congratulations, Dee Dee. All your gymnastics your players and your coaches. Line up. Season tickets are going to go through the roof for next year.
In fact, be on alert this spring because Dee Dee doesn't miss a chance to promote and market her program. So season tickets should be on sale very soon. It should be another great year in 2017.
Women's tennis hosting the SEC Tennis Tournament Championships. We'll have a preview of that when we return here on Tiger Tracks.
Tiger Tracks on CST is being brought to you by Capital One Bank, the official bank of all things Louisiana, and by Louisiana Propane Dealers. Get up to $1,200 in rebates on propane accessories. Find out how at louisianapropane.com.
Welcome back to Tiger Tracks. With that time of the year where all the championships are starting to wrap up, and tennis, the women's side of things, is hosting the SEC tournament at the brand new LSU tennis facility.
Jordy, we just had the ribbon cutting for the new tennis complex back in January, and already LSU's playing host to the SEC women's tournament. Should be a great event. Women's tennis is really on the rise at LSU. They've been ranked all season. They're definitely a lock to get into the NCAA tournament this year. So it's a great opportunity to come out and watch some great tennis at the new complex starting Wednesday all the way through Sunday. Let's check out this preview from Garrett Walvord, SEC women's tennis.
I think probably what spectators don't realize is that the women's SEC, it's the strongest conference by far, but traditionally the person who wins our tournament goes on and wins the NCAA tournament. So this is like a mini, top 16, final 16. So if you can't travel to our NCAA tournament, this is the next best thing. I think right now we have 10 teams in the top 25, so every single matchup is a top matchup. So any match you come out for is going to be incredible tennis.
First of all, it's the first year in this new facility, which I think is easily the best facility in the nation. So for fans to come out, and see all the, the work that has been put into not only this facility but also our program and getting LSU women's tennis, sort of on the page. We've been top 10 this year, and So I think this is a great opportunity for people to come out so we can show them what we can do.
It's the first year in our new facility. Like this, it's a really big tournament. We've been doing really well this year, and we're really excited to get into the postseason. And we need as many fans out here as possible to help support us. I really think that we're all going to be ready for like postseason, and we're all ready to compete and like have our best tennis be right now.
Being at home is always an advantage. Having our fans and being at home courts is always good. So I think it's a great opportunity for us to come back and do great in this tournament. So it's just one more match, and we're going to play match by match and hopefully do good. I think we're going to raise our level of just competitive spirit. I think when you're in the regular season, it's really long, the travel is intensive, and sometimes you can have up and down moments. And now that we've had like 2 weeks at home, and I think we're a little more rested, I think you're going to see us come out with a different fire, under our feet.
The SEC is by far the strongest conference in the nation, so I mean, every match is going to be a great battle, and you're going to see a ton of, great fighting, great matches going on. So I definitely think it's an awesome tournament for people to come out and watch. It definitely plays a huge role in my last year here. So it's nice to not have to travel for one, so we can be at home, rest better, and we're more familiar with the surroundings, obviously. So it's definitely really exciting for me, and I'm glad that we got to host. And it would be even better if we could get a good win this week so that we can host for NC2As also.
We had a good start. We didn't finish as we wanted to, but I think we keep improving, and our team chemistry is getting better. So I just see good things coming up. I know all of our parents are going to be here. A lot of fans are coming out, especially being our SEC championship, and we're hosting. So it's a great opportunity to have a good atmosphere.
The SEC is definitely the toughest conference in the nation, so there's a lot of really good teams here. Every single match is going to be a competitive one, and it'll be really fun to watch. We really haven't lived up to our potential this season so far, and I think we're finally all on the same page and coming together as a team, and we're really ready to take it to the next level.
Every time you go out there, you're showcasing your program and what you've done, and you've got to put your best foot forward. We've always traditionally done well at the SEC tournament. I think we really enjoy it, and I hope we do that again now that we have it on our home courts. For the people who come out, it's an incredible family atmosphere. You can bring your kids, they can run around, have a blast, and if you haven't been a tennis fan before, I think once you get inside this facility and see the incredible competition, you'll be a tennis fan for life.
Hey, fine Tigers, fight all the way. Hey, fine Tigers, win the game today. You've got the know-how, you're doing fine. Hang on the ball, you hit the wall and smash it through the line. You gotta go for a touchdown, run up the score. Make Mike the Tiger stand up and roar. Give it all your might to fight tonight. Keep the golden view, victory for LSU.
Very unique situation, husband and wife combo as the co-head coaches. That's terrific, and we wish them all the very best. It's again, now it's the recruiting period for football and baseball. We're coming down to that period as a run, and the Tigers are right where they want to be. Just one game out of the West lead, 2 games out of the overall lead in the conference.
It's remarkable, Jordy. Just a few weeks ago, LSU was 2-5 in the SEC.
Demise was premature.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. Since then, LSU's won 7 of its last 8 SEC games. Of course, a big challenge this weekend with Mississippi State. Game time on Friday night will be 7 o'clock, which is our normal game time, but come out early.
Yes.
The ceremony for Eddie Furness's jersey retirement will be at about 6:45. So come to the ballpark early Friday night and catch all the excitement of the Eddie Furness jersey retirement. Saturday we'll play at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And then Sunday we'll play at noon. So be aware of that early start on Sunday for LSU Mississippi State.
I can still hear you and Hawthorne screaming after the Morris home run.
That's right.
It was the
That's
greatest.
right.
The greatest.
It
For
was
Bill,
amazing.
I'm Jordy. See you next week on Tiger Tracks.